And so when you think of beaches around Tampa Bay, you might just think of Clearwater Beach, which is one of the #1 beaches in all of the world.
Or maybe even St. Pete Beach, which was ranked as the #1 beach in the US in 2021.
But in between, there are a ton of spots, and one of our favorites, where we're here today at Madeira Beach. We're gonna go over the beach, the water, the fun, and the food.
And make sure to stay tuned to the end because we are going to give you an insider look of what a Gulffront condo in Madeira Beach looks like. Let's get into it. Now, before we jump into it, we're gonna tell you just a little bit about what we personally like about Madeira Beach. And for me, it's really the size of the beach. It's not nearly as crowded or has nearly as many tourists as some of the neighboring beaches like Clearwater Beach and St. Pete Beach, but there's still a lot going on, so it's not just like a sleepy beach town.
Yeah, I think like almost every time we've gone on the water in some sort, it's always been in this area, like out of Johns Pass. And even right now, as we're shooting this on a Wednesday at about 11 o'clock in the morning, we're at Rock Park and there's just nobody around. You would never find that at a Clearwater Beach or a St. Pete Beach, which is really what makes this area so nice for locals. All right, so let's kick off all the information. Let's start with location. So almost all of the areas on the beach are the furthest west on Tampa Bay. You're about 15 miles south of Clearwater Beach and about 5 miles north of St. Pete Beach, so right in the middle. The easiest way to get here is actually the causeway that I'm staring at right now that takes you over from Seminole to the beach.
And there's also one of the prettiest drives in all of Tampa Bay along the beaches here, which is Gulf Boulevard. We love to just cruise this road and check out all the different beach towns along the way.
All right, so now let's tackle what to do, where to go, and what to eat. Now, though, the first things you may want to do is head to the beaches. So Madeira Beach is often ranked still near one of the top nationally, but it's so overlooked because Clearwater Beach and St. Pete Beach get so much of the press, really. Now, what we really love about these beaches, as you can see behind me, a lot less crowded, but still the unbelievable views and the powdery sand that really this whole coastline promises.
Yeah, and also another big thing is the parking and accessibility. When you go to the bigger beaches like Clearwater Beach, parking can be not only difficult to find, but it's expensive. You can pay upwards of $10 an hour to park your car, and then you still have a long walk to the beach. Madeira Beach has several different public parking lots, and they're all located right on the beach, so it's an easy walk to the sand.
All right, so Johns Pass is really like one of the go-to spots in Madeira Beach. It actually was opened up from a hurricane in 1848. Now it's just really the epicenter of things to do. Why don't you go ahead and talk about all those things to do along the boardwalk?
Yeah, so there's a ton of shops that you can go into and get some, cute souvenirs. It's right on the water, so it has beautiful views. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the boating and charter tours in a bit, but that's where most of those companies are located. And the adjacent bridge has some fantastic fishing spots as well.
All right, so there's gonna be a lot to cover on this Johns Pass section, but let's start off with our personal favorite, dining. So the most known about, or what you'll see first, is Caddy's, which is a waterfront grill. Tons of people, great views, tons to do, but a lot of locals really like to get kind of your more locally owned and smaller places where you can get some fresh seafood.
Yeah, and there's also a ton of dining outside of Johns Pass as well. There's no shortage of options all along Madeira Beach. There's even a waterfront McDonald's on the north end of Madeira Beach where you can actually drive your boat up to and get a quick bite.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. We did it once. I actually think I parked the boat correctly, which was a miracle in itself. But no matter what you're into, no matter what you're craving, you'll be able to find it somewhere along Madeira Beach.
If you aren't on the beach, chances are you're going to want to be on the water in some form, and there are a ton of boating and charter tours available out of Johns Pass, and we're going to go over some of our favorites.
All right, let's start with Royal Quest, which is a really cool tour. 90 minutes, goes into the bay, a little bit of the pass. And what's really cool, though, it's a pirate ship, and the crew is dressed as pirates, which makes it really cool, especially for kids.
Another fun one is the shark boat, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a boat that looks like a shark. It's a 40-foot boat, and they try to make a really big wake that dolphins love to play in, and it's a 60-minute tour.
Yeah, and then there's also Dolphin Quest, which is not designed as a dolphin or a shark or a pirate ship, but is a awesome tour. If you want to see dolphins, dolphins are a guaranteed sight. And we had recently on this about 6 months ago. What's really nice is they work with researchers. It's been done around 20 years. They even have a fin book. So when you're out there and you see the dolphins, they know which dolphin it is, which, you know, our kids absolutely love that. We're yelling the dolphins' names. Really cool experience.
And then there's also tiki boats as well, which are tiki boats on the water. This is a really fun, low-key way to take in the sights of the Gulf Coast while sipping on some tropical drinks.
Now, if you are adventurous and you want to explore the water on your own, boat renting is very popular as well. Now, one of the cool things about renting boats out here is you don't need to be a licensed captain. They have all sorts of extra maps and things on board to help you out, make sure that you're not running into any shallow parts. But I will say this is a recommendation for someone that's rented a boat and not that great at driving a boat. If you have a buddy that really likes doing it, it'd be a great idea to invite him along and let him play captain for the day while you enjoy it.
And one of the more popular places for boaters to come is the sandbar near Johns Pass. On a weekend here, you'll see hundreds of boaters dropping anchor here, and it's a great place to be able to get out of your boat and cool off in the water and just relax.
And obviously fishing is incredibly popular as well, whether you're out on the water or you're on a dock or bridge. I was asking a buddy who is a big time fisher, like what he normally tries to catch around here. And the big catch is snapper. There's also a lot of sheep's head, redfish, and a number of other species.
Heading north from Johns Pass, a local favorite is a Rocks Park, which stands for Remember Our Children. And this really is a community gem. It's a memorial for local children who have passed away. And there is lush landscaping, walking trails, and some beautiful views here.
And a ton to do. So like behind me, you'll see baseball fields, pickleball course, there's a splash pad over here, there's the pier we were just shooting on, and there's a ton of different events that goes on right now. They're setting up for a concert. So really this is one of the places to come if you're around in the area. All right, so let's wrap up with housing. Now, what is really cool on Madeira Beach from a housing perspective is so often when you're on the beach, like Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach, you can oftentimes feel like there just aren't many options, that, you know, you could have condos and high rises or nothing else. But here you have a ton of single family home options of all sorts of different styles.
Yeah, so the single family homes all range in ages and styles and price points, but they're almost all exclusively on the Intercoastal Waterway, like the ones behind us. You can occasionally find ones come on the market that are directly on the Gulf, but we've only seen 3 come up for sale in the past 3 years, so they're really few and far between.
All right, so back to the intercoastal options. You can really find anything from about like small 600 to 900 foot bungalows built back in the 30s to brand new construction of 4,000 square foot plus, really double decker, triple decker homes. Now, really important, she's gonna go over pricing in a minute though. It really depends on if you're right on the water and if you have dock and boat access.
Yeah, so homes that are not right on the water typically start in the 300s, and homes that are on the water can go, you know, multi-million dollars, over $4 million. The homes on the Intercoastal typically start at about $700,000 and up.
All right, so the other housing option, like we mentioned, is condos and high rises, and there's really no shortage of options along Madeira Beach. Now, they still have everything you expect, right? Multi-million dollar beach views, private parking, beach access, but big question, what's the cost?
So typically condos with the direct Gulf access start in the mid 600,000s that can really go up to over $3 million, just depending on the age, the size, and the updates. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, there are options on the Intercoastal side, and even condos that don't have any sort of water view, and those can start as low as the 200,000.
All right, as promised, we're gonna go check out one of the beachfront condos in one of our favorite buildings along the beach, which is Ocean Sands.
Now, one of the best things about Ocean Sands is not only the direct access to the beach, but also the amenities. They have a heated pool and hot tub, a community grill, and a tiki bar. Now, let's head on up and check out our listing, Unit 807.
So this condo offers some of the best views in the area, which you can enjoy from your massive balcony, which you can access from the living room and the primary suite. It's completely move-in ready, an updated kitchen, tile flooring throughout, and hurricane windows.
There's also an in-unit washer and dryer, which is actually not that easy to find in condos along the beach. Plus, under-building parking and plentiful guest parking is a major plus.
So I hope that after this tour, you agree that Madeira Beach is one of the local gems, but we'd love to know what you think is the best part, so leave those in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you're looking for a place to live in Madeira Beach, or really anywhere in the Tampa Bay area, we'd love to help. We are real estate agents in the area. So you can reach us at contact@jamisonteamtampabay.com. And if this is your first time to our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to see more videos like this in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.